Dakota Makoche Wakan, Mini Shota. We sing to her. We pray to her. The sacred Dakota land. Dama Kota. Our blood memory enriches the soil. The veins of her wash us clean and flow through us. Nibe, oh our courageous Nibe, teaches us to remember. She willingly holds our tears. Only she knows the sorrow of the unspeakable and sometimes unbearable truth. Still she flows through us with resilience, teaching us fortitude. When our sun rises from that gift-bearing east direction, her morning mist calms us. Together we hum that sweet song of remembrance. For hundreds of years, each step, each breath, each memory. We are the stories of the river. We are the water. Mani Wachoniye. We must listen and remember. Dakota. Ojibwe. We are the voice of the river. The language of hope, ancestral healing. Did you forget? Was it easier? Come walk with us. Let the stories heal you. Let our Wakpa, that forgiving river, heal you. Listen. Listen and remember.
If we can slow down, walk quietly, speak silently to the spirit of the water, if we can disconnect from the harsh news of the day, focus on the mist in the air at daybreak, then we lift our voices together to greet the sun and offer our asema and sing to the four directions, ni mama, ki, and all that there is. Wabanang shawanang ingabiang kiwadanang. Wabanang shawanang ingabiang kiwadanang. Miigwech wendan ni mama ki. Miigwech wendan ishpaming. Miigwech wendan bimadisi wen. Miigwech wendan no komisanan. Miigwech wendan mishomisanan. Miigwech wendan gishemanidu. Miigwech wendan no komisanan. Miigwech wendan mishomisanan. Miigwech wendan gishemanidu. Over 500 years ago, the prophets came to the people of the three fires on the eastern seaboard, the Odawa, the Potawatomi, and the Ojibwe. These beings prophesied that people would come from across the ocean. They warned that our children would be taken, we would lose our language, and our people would forget their ceremonies and spiritual ways. We were told to move west, following the Great Lakes, to look for a place where food grows on the water. Monoman, the good grain, our wild rice. We made our home in the land of lakes and wild rice, but the prophecy came to pass. Ojibwe and Dakota children were taken, our languages and culture stripped away in English boarding schools.
Our Dakota and Ojibwe languages were forgotten, but not lost, because the water was listening. She gathered our songs and our stories, the lost drum beats and flute melodies. She gathered the joy, the tears, and the pain.
The river is our healer, the river is our saint. The river knows no end, and the river feels no age. The river is our leader every single day. It's living in the moment, and it always finds a way. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water feel whole. The river calls me over. It's calling out my name. In the day and in the night, I hear the river all the same. It's calling me over, calling out my pain. Oh, a river gathers tears just like a river gathers rain. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole.
The river is a traveler, always on the go. A river never worries if it's fast or if it's slow.
River, take me to where I need to go. Oh, and I will just relax and let the river flow. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole. When I go down, down to the water, by the water, I feel whole.
My great-great-grandmother, Marta Bardsdottir, grew up in a small farming village in Norway. As the population grew, the land became more scarce, and their family lands could no longer feed and support everyone. They were poor, they were hungry, and they'd lost their firstborn child. So when they heard about land in Minnesota, it was an opportunity, it was a dream come true. So Marta and her husband and their new baby in their arms boarded a ship and traveled to America. It was a similar journey taken by hundreds upon thousands of Norwegians, a third of Norway's population. They called Minnesota the Norwegian America. Marta missed her family. Back home in Norway, she missed her homeland. Every night as she sang to that little baby in her arms, you could hear that longing in her voice. And she thanked God every day for their good fortune in this new land, this new life.
Barnet lägges i vugennen, stundom gräde och stundom ler.
Marta sent word back home to her family, all this land and practically free. We have a 80-acre farm already. Come quickly, come soon. There are miles and miles of empty land, and they need farmers.
When my great-great-grandmother Stanza Stone was a young woman, her land and home were taken. Treaty violations and unfair annuity payments by the United States caused hunger and devastation among the Dakota people. The Dakota finally rose up to protect their families and homeland, attacking immigrants and settlers. Stanza Stone was one of hundreds of Dakota captured by soldiers in revenge for the uprising. Her mother, sisters, and daughters were held in prison-like conditions on Pike Island. Many of her relatives starved. The men were subjected to a military tribunal, and a mass hanging of 38 plus 2 Dakota men was conducted in Mankato, Minnesota. It was the largest mass execution in United States history. A few months later, the Dakota people were expelled from Minnesota by law, exiled from their homeland. Stanza Stone was sent with her relatives on a barge down the Mississippi River to Crow Creek. 1,300 Dakota perished because the food that was sent in wagons to feed them was sold by the men hired to deliver it. My Dakota relatives were left to perish for malnutrition and exposure. The law exiling the Dakota from Minnesota has never been repealed. Way ho way ah, way ho way ah, yeah yeah, chante kunchi, wakan we anchi, yeah, kunchi wakan, hey oh way ah, yeah, wash de chidaka, way ho way ah, yeah, oh to han chan, yeah ho way ah, yeah, chanto ganaka, way ho way ah, yeah, mi kun si wakan, hey oh way ah, yeah.
In 1990, I began the Ikidowin Youth Theater program. And we created this program because we wanted to protect young people from contracting HIV. As director of the Indigenous Peoples Task Force, I created the Ikidowin Youth Theater program to teach young people about AIDS and confront homophobia. Gay men and lesbians in the Native community were dying, and I knew something had to be done. With storytelling as a central part of our culture, theater was an intervention that made sense. As we rehearsed our play about AIDS, a young actor told me, "My dad says homosexuality is a sin, and I believe him." I brought in multiple speakers from the Native community to educate them, but still they held to their belief that homosexuality was wrong. Then one evening, I heard one of the teenage actors talking about going to Loring Park with bats, looking for gay men, gay bashing for sport. It was time. I sat in a circle with the youth, took a deep breath, and spoke. "I am a lesbian." They were so surprised, and they were saying things like, You're a lesbian?" And I said, "Yes, I am queer." These youth, who had known me for months, looked at me with such surprise. Their world and assumptions turned upside down. My telling them who I was made all the difference. And then the real conversations began. The Ikidowin youth actors began to share the stories of people with AIDS with new understanding. Weeks later, an audience member asked, "Are you all gay? Do you all have AIDS?" The youth all looked at each other, and one of them replied, "If I were gay, if I had AIDS, would it matter?"
My friend Joel moved here from an Iowa town too small to hold him. He had an out-of-bounds fabulousness. He loved new wave bands, Madonna, dyed his hair and wore eyeliner. I was fascinated by his larger-than-life exuberance, his dancing, his beauty, his unmatched style. He showed up in the world authentically and didn't care what others thought, or he didn't let it show. Joel found an apartment near Loring Park, home of the Gay Pride Festival and a meetup spot for gay men. Loring Park was also the location of a rash of gay hate crimes, 130 reported in 1991 alone. We didn't report the violence because we, as queer people, were afraid of the criminal justice system, and Minnesota had no openly gay cops. One evening, Joel was walking home through Loring Park, and he was confronted and killed by a homophobic man. The response to Joel's death was very different from Matthew Shepard's murder 7 years later. Fear was rampant as gay men were blamed for the AIDS epidemic. There was no outpouring of support from the straight community. The media treated the shooting like a gay freak show. And police were unsupportive and announced gay men should stay away from parks at night.
All my relations come, every nation come, all my relations under the sun. We are one, we are praying come, we are praying come, we are the song and we are the drum. We are one.
which only water is life for everything. We are the water, sing. We are the water, sing. We are the water, we are where all life begins. We are the ancient ones. We are the ancient ones. In your breath and bones we sing on. We are one. We are the meadow, come. We are the meadow, come. We are the lark that sings. The new day has begun. We are the new day, run, run, run. We are the new day, run, run, run. We are the old and we are the young. We are one. Many Wachoni sing. Many Wachoni sing. Many Wachoni water is life for everything. We are the water, sing. We are the water, sing. We are the water, we are where all life begins. We are the earth and sky. We are the thunder cries. We are the fire. We are the light in your eyes. We are standing strong, like a rock, like a stone. On the sacred ground we belong. We are home. Many Wachoni sing. Many Wachoni sing. Many Wachoni water is life for everything. We are the water, sing. We are the water, sing. We are the water, we are where all life begins. Way, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way, way, oh, way. Way, oh, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way, oh, way, ah. Way, oh, way. All my relations come. Every nation come. All my relations under the sun. We are one.
My people, the Midewin, were called to help the Dakota protect Coldwater Spring in Minneapolis. This sacred ground was threatened by the expansion of a highway. The chief of our lodge asked us, "What will you do for the water?" Since the beginning of time, Midewin women have made offerings for the water, have gathered the water, and sung the water songs. I began walking Minnesota rivers, praying for the health of our water. By 2020, I had organized 20 Indigenous-led Nibi walks on rivers throughout Turtle Island, what we now call the United States.
Sharon invited me to walk the Missouri River Nibi Walk, and I immediately said yes. I wanted to walk because of my concern for the water, and I also wanted to walk because it was a river that was part of my childhood, part of my growing up, and it moved through lands where my Norwegian immigrant ancestors settled.
My family history also drew me to walk the Missouri River with Sharon. On the day the river led us to Crow Creek, I shared the story of my great-great-grandmother, Stanza Stone. She was one of the Dakota who was exiled from Minnesota in 1862 and sent down the Mississippi River to Davenport. She was imprisoned and eventually sent to Crow Creek. My Dakota relatives talk about seeing skeletons in the water, images and memories of the Dakota people who died of starvation. Stanza Stone was one who survived.
Listen more often to things
As I listened to Lori's stories, I realized that my great-great-grandmother Marta Bardsdottir came here from Norway the very same year that her great-great-grandmother Stanzestone was exiled from her Dakota ancestral homeland, forcibly removed from Minnesota. And Marta, my great-great-grandmother, and other immigrants like her moved in to emptied land. Lori and I stood on the banks of that river, hearing the stories of our ancestors with new understanding. History is present in the molecules of the moment.
Forgiveness is not a big enough word to honor that moment. I felt Marta and Stanza's Stone supporting the friendship we developed while walking hundreds of miles together along the river. They whispered in our ears.
You hold our stories of division, pain, and tears, our stories of love and courage. They whispered, now is the time for healing. Now is the time to stand up and let love in.
When that storm comes, don't run for cover. When that storm comes, don't run for cover. When that storm comes, don't run for cover. Don't run from the coming storm, 'cause there ain't no use in running when that rain falls. Let it wash away when that rain falls. Let it wash away when that rain falls. Let it wash away. Let it wash away that fallen rain, the tears and the trouble. When those lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. When those lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. When those lights flash, you hear that thunder roar. Will you listen to that thunder roar and let your spirit soar? Spirit soar. Will you open up your door when that love calls? Will you open up the door when that love calls? Will you open up your door? You gotta stand on up and let it in. You gotta let love through your door when that storm comes. Storm coming, yeah. Don't run for cover when that storm comes. Don't run for cover when that storm comes. Storm coming, yeah. Don't run for cover. No, don't run from the coming storm, 'cause you can't keep a storm from coming. No, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, no, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, no, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, no, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, you can't keep a storm from coming. No, no, you can't keep a storm from coming. Coming, 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 coming.
Indigenous prophecies tell us that a new people will arise, and we have a choice to make, to follow this path to peace and harmony, or to continue on this path of destruction. Perhaps we are in that time of awakening now, Zagi Baga. We must bring many people along with the spirit of Zage, a love that calls to each of us to stand up with the power of a storm. A love that nourishes and sustains life like water.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Many with Johnny sing, many with Johnny sing, many with Johnny wonders for everything. We are the water, sing. We are the water, sing. We are the water, we are where all life begins. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. Every nation, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
Is a healer, the river is a saint, The river knows no end, and the river feels no age. The river is a leader every single day. It's living in the moment, and it always finds a way. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. The river calls me over. It's calling out my name. In the day and in the night, I hear the river all the same. It's calling me over, calling out my pain. Oh, a river gathers tears just like a river gathers rain. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole.
The river is a traveler, always on the go. A river never worries if it's fast or if it's slow.
River, take me to where I need to go, and I will just relax and let the river flow. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole. Water, heal my body. Water, heal my soul. When I go down to